Look, I lost hope at that point because I didn't like the kind of football we were playing. But then I just remembered that it was Kumasi, and the park was packed with people. Charlie, the Kumasi people really did well. And if you even consider that, it was even a Monday.
Everybody knows that Baba Yara Sports Stadium is the Wembley of Ghana.
For a place where we get maximum support for our national team, why is it that our pitch is so terrible there when you come there? And that was one issue people were complaining about. After that goal, I saw Patti, Jiku, and Salisu having a conversation about that. Yes. I'm sure they knew what they had to do.
Not because the Central African Republic played better, just that we didn't play our best. Because I didn't see any better football they played. It's just that we were a bit not in the game. Our midfield was hollow.
Oh, that one.
It was non-existent. At the point, I was even afraid for the players when we were 1-0 down. Because how are you going to leave this stadium when you?
How do you disappoint them? Yes.
This morning, somebody woke me up. She said, go call Zapata, call Doc, and call Eben to come to the studio. They are waiting for us. Let's give some shout outs.
Yes. But we thank the vice president for going there to motivate the guys. The guys, look at this is the taxpayers' money we used to pay you guys. There is a saying that whenever Ghana lose matches at Kumasi, Fufu gets poor. Do you know why?
Okay, guys, welcome to another exciting episode of the PHS Football Podcast. First of all, we are celebrating some milestones, man. I mean, we started this thing, I think, like 2 weeks, and it's been amazing. A lot of support pouring in, subscribers just jumping. The other time I saw it at 200 before I realized it was at 500. And we recently hit our first, 10K views on a single video, man.
Thank you.
Thanks to you guys. Thanks to you guys. We appreciate your support and the love you are showing us. And we promise to keep bringing you amazing, content. And one of the things you guys are amazed about our content is the quality of the production and all of that. So we want to thank the production team for their hard work and, amazing job. We keep bringing you amazing content. Just make sure you subscribe and be part of the family. We are here again. We the Black Stars. Whenever you see me wearing a Black Star jersey, it means there's something to discuss about the Black Stars. Yes. It was amazing. The Black Star, the Ghana Black Star had an encounter with the Central African Republic, and it was amazing. This game was played in Kumasi, one of the most favorite places to play for the Black Stars, and it was an amazing game. Jordan was also celebrated for his 100th cap as a player for the Black Stars, and I think he deserves a round of applause for an amazing job done right there. And it's amazing. Some of these things come in many different forms. As a player, you'll be bashed sometimes, you'll be appreciated sometimes, but you just have to keep moving and then keep representing your beloved country, Ghana. And also, we need to say a big shout out to South Africans. There have been a lot of South Africans since our last video about South Africa and Nigeria. They love the content. They are subscribing and they appreciate what we do. So, guys, thank you very much for coming through. And there have been a lot of comments from South Africa. And also to our Nigerian brothers. I know they weren't happy with some of the comments. Some of the comments we made, but that was the obvious truth we put out there. So, guys, Ghana played against Central African Republic. But before then, we also have to thank a lot of our subscribers who keep from home and other places, other parts of Africa who are, also showing us so much love, subscribing to the channel and giving us, this morning somebody woke me up. She said, go call Zapata, call Doc, and call Eben to come to the studio. They are waiting for us. Let's give her some shout outs. Yes. Let me look for her name and then we give her some shout outs. I was saying earlier that that means that the team is doing an amazing job. Mariam Darko, thank you very much. We appreciate you.
Mariam, thank you.
They love Zapata like something.
I love you, Pass Mariam. I did for you.
All right, guys. As usual, Zapata is in the building. And Dr. Fab as well. My name, the Black Arabian Prince. We have Eben in the studio as well. And also, Abdul Basit, he has not been coming, but today he's in the building, but, he's observing from the back seat. Guys, Ghana played against Central African Republic. And it was a game that many thought should have been, easy for Ghana, but it didn't look so.
Yes,
but before the game, the Vice President, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, visited the players. I think just to applaud them, just to give them morale to do their best for the country. I don't know what you think of that visit.
Yeah, so
is it really important for him to go there and?
Yes. It's very, very important if you ask me, because at this stage, every win is very crucial, and sometimes the leaders of the country, you need to actually visit their camps, and because they're representing the country, obviously.
Yeah.
So you need to visit them and give them some motivation, like to encourage them and to know if there can be some improvements, some 1 or 2 improvements in the team, so or in sports as a whole in the country. So I think it was very, very necessary, because they needed it at this point. And every win is crucial, every point is crucial, and indeed it's possible that it's through his motivation that even pushed them to do what they did yesterday.
Zapata, let me come to you.
We thank the president for going there.
The vice president.
The vice president. maybe he can be.
Hold on. Why is Zapata in the basketball?
Zapata. You are always causing problems.
No, this is not a problem.
I know one day you come here in a mask.
Very soon. Expecting that. But we thank the vice president for going there to motivate the guys. That guys, look at this is the taxpayers' money we used to pay you guys. So go there and deliver. Oh yes, I'm very, very serious here, because you will not take the taxpayers' money and go and misbehave there. You have to put on the show. So we thank the vice president for going there and giving them that morale that they need. So you could see that I don't want to chip into the game very fast, but
so let's just deal with that.
You could see that the guys did something wonderful. So
I think the most important part about football people actually neglect is always what happens off the pitch, and it's really important. I think in the 2014 World Cup we saw that happening. There were so many fights and brawls and disputes in the camp with respect to bonuses paid and also with respect to the salaries of these players. So I think a political figure such as the vice president being present there, it's something that is going to give the players that assurance with respect to their personal demands, and equally with respect to support as well. I think there are conversations had on the field and the conditions and so many other things, and I think going for these attempts, he's in the best place to actually listen to these demands to make sure there's improvement generally in the sports and in the football for them. And I think his visit overall is something that is very cordial, and it's very we can also attribute our victory to that as well. So it was all important.
I think I totally agree with you guys. When you have somebody of the caliber of the vice president, I mean, it makes you feel how important the game is, and it also gives you the opportunity to have conversations that you necessarily wouldn't be able to have. For example, Pate, as a captain, spoke for the team, and he made mention of the issue of facilities. In the entire country in general, and I think it's something we'll talk. Later on, we'll talk about later on in the conversation, because the pitch looked very terrible, and that is not befitting of a country of Ghana, of Ghana's status in football. So we all agree that it was a good thing the vice president came to, and I think it has been a ritual. Almost all the time. We see a lot of political figures.
No, but mostly it's always the vice president. It's always
but you know,
I think there are times the president visited
the president visit most times. But if you compare the frequency,
is the vice president most of the time, or sometimes the sports minister. But I think either ways, as you said earlier on, we cannot take the politics out of football, because it's very important.
It's very crucial.
They are the people who push finances and resources for development of football, and we as well have to push or ask that the authorities look more into developing sports facilities, because it's like one of our major, issues in Ghana. Yes. But then, that aside, we also, as I was saying earlier on, the game we thought was going to be very easy.
Yes.
We felt that, and Zapata even said we are going to score 6. You said 8?
I was expecting 8 goals.
No, you didn't see that. okay.
Fine. But rather unfortunate. 7 goals came in. And it was nice.
But you said Ghana was
very true. What I'm trying to say is that, like, I saw the game to be
many goals,
a goal scoring game. So
what are you a goal scoring game generally, or for Black Stars?
For Black Star. So I think Black Star and the team side. And they were like, Charlie score Salem is
and I think you actually also, aside that, let's not only look at where he went wrong. He also made mention that he needed Fatau in the squad to start, and it happened. And I think it brought a lot of. Let's not jump the gun. Ghana, Central African Republic. What is your overview of like the entire game? As usual, we come back to the individuals commentary of the players, but then now let's look at the general overview of the game.
Okay, so I learned a lot from last AFCON, even though I predicted a 3-goal victory for Black Stars, but I learned a lot from the previous AFCON. There's no pushover in Ghana, in African football, sorry. So you see countries like Lesotho and Rwanda and those countries, look, it's not just a pushover. So I believe that though I'm not too impressed with the score line, but I still believe that the 3 points is what is vital. Considering the fact that we are still in a rebuild phase and the coach is doing a lot of experimentation at this stage. So coming out with a 4-3 victory and a 3 points, whether 4-3, 5-0 is the 3 points. We getting the 3 points and climbing on top of the group for the first time is something that is massive. That is a very huge thing. But you see, just as I mentioned earlier, there's no pushover in African football. It's a lesson we need to take this very seriously now. Henceforth, anytime we are meeting a team, we shouldn't just sit down and assume that they don't know how to play. They are every team now in Africa, everybody knows how to play. Yeah. If you go and check Central African Republic, I don't even know the capital. I don't even know whether they are in West Africa, Central Africa. They are obviously
they'll come for you in the comment section.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, something like that. So I believe that you see, like 20 years or even 10 years ago, we'd have expected Ghana to score them just as basa. But now, everybody, they've learned football. And when you go through their lineup too, you check the players, the teams they play for. None of them even play in their country. Almost everybody plays out of Africa. Yeah. So they've learned football. People have studied football. So henceforth, we shouldn't just see any match as a very cheap match. But then, all in all, I was happy with the 3 points we got, and it has kept us on top of the group, at least for the time being. Yeah, so that's how I see the game.
Zapata, before you come to the game, let me take your how do you call it? Your comments on the atmosphere.
Yes.
Kumasi.
Wow.
Is Kumasi becoming the favorite venue for Ghana, or is it the favorite venue?
It is if you ask me, because if you ask me, because since 1972 we've not lost in Kumasi, and I from research I heard the last time we lost in Kumasi was to Congo in 1972. So since then, we've not lost any home game. So at a point when we're down...
I think that is a qualifier, World Cup qualifying game.
Yes. World Cup qualifying game. Sorry about that. So I think at a point where we're down, that was 2-1. Yeah. Look, I lost hope at that point because I didn't like the kind of football we're playing. But then I just remembered that it was Kumasi. And the park was... It was packed with people. Charlie, the Kumasi people really did well. And if you even consider that, it was even a Monday. Yeah. You understand? And it's not a weekend. Monday is a business day. It's the first day of the week.
And Kumasi is a very busy.
Very busy. And for them to come out in their numbers, so I wonder if it were to be in a weekend, how people would have come. So, to me, I feel like henceforth, we should play our home matches in Kumasi. And I believe that the ritual it will work and it will help us go forward.
Okay. All right, Zapata. The atmosphere and then the game.
For the overview of the game...
let's do the atmosphere first. Yeah.
Everybody knows that Baba Yara Sports Stadium is the Wembley of Ghana.
Ghana football.
Yeah, Ghana football. That's the Wembley because the best team in Ghana currently plays there, which is Krobia, Kumasi, and Satikotoko. So, it's very, very true.
It's very, very true.
Nobody
the best team in Ghana with 2 Champions League. You should know that.
Yes.
Yeah, so Kotoko having that stadium with that pedigree. You know the kind of club Kotoko is, you see, and the kind of supporters they have, and they ganging in to support Blaster is something else. You take it as a joke because there is a saying that whenever Ghana lose matches at Kumasi, Fufu gets poor. Do you know why?
They won't go.
Yes, they will not go and eat. So this how this like it will show you how the people love football there. But when you go to Kumasi, you like the way they talk about Ghana, like Ghana football, it's not easy. So I wasn't surprised seeing the stadium being full that way. I wasn't surprised. It was very, very, very great. And we thank the supporters to keep on doing those stuffs because we want more for the country. As Ghanaians, we should fight for our own. We shouldn't stay back and say, oh, the team is not good, so we will not go. If you go and help the team, it's our taxpayers' money. They shouldn't forget. It's true. Am I lying? Okay. It's our taxpayers' money. So that's what they are using to pay the players. No matter what you do, that's what they used to pay them. So we should come in, support them, and make sure we go to the America free. With no giddy bia.
Okay, so
yes, the game overview of the game. I would say, if you watch now in the African countries, everybody knows how to play ball now. You should never underestimate any team. When you like all the African countries, I will not take it from AFCON. One team beat Portugal recently. England? Iceland. They beat them in the Euros and beat them in the distance again. Friendlies.
Match, yeah.
So, like, now everybody knows how to play the ball. So, you will not go and meet even Lesotho and tell me that we should just play our normal squad. Or we should. No. You meet every team. That's what Pep Guardiola has been saying. Whenever you meet a team, you play the highest level and punish them because when they get you and grab you, your opponent will be very, very happy. So I'm serious here. You think I'm joking? When you meet,
because Zapata can't talk without referencing Man City or Pep Guardiola. I don't know how African football.
We are the best team in the world with back-to-back club of the year. That's why
don't mind them.
I'm linking it to it. So back-to-back club. Don't do your face like that. It's a fact. It's a fact. Back-to-back club of the year. So let me continue. So meeting I'm not done.
Please,
so,
guys, let's
there is nothing like meeting a small club in Africa now. No, every club, every country is now big. When you meet the country, you have to give the country the shoulder. Otherwise, they will punish you. That's what I have to say.
Okay, all right, Eben.
All right. I think they've said it all, and we share the same sentiments about the atmosphere. That it's really important. But then the question I always ask is that for a place where we get maximum support for our national team, why is it that our pitch is so terrible there when you come there? And that was one issue people were complaining about. If you watch the caliber of players we are having in our team, most of these players play in the top leagues in Europe. So it means that they are used to that kind of quality and standard.
Yes.
And if those standards are not met, they cannot replicate that kind of football. So it's just so the whole atmosphere was okay. It's just the tough conditions I was having issues with. But then overall, the game, like you were saying, you don't underestimate anything. So when we get into the details of the game, we are going to analyze this aspect. But then I felt like in the first half, we really underestimated Central African Republic, and that was our biggest headache. But overall, the reaction from the team was up and down, because the second half we approached the game with a very, very better, let's say, mindset. But then in the second half again, even at the ending part, we're really sluggish again. And if we had really left things that we could have actually picked for that, and we could have actually drawn that match. But that match, we went in for a full win. So Central African Republic, too, when we were having the 2-1 lead, you saw how things were going. But overall, the coach was also okay with respect to how he reacted again. That was my concern the very first time, and he equally lived up to that again. With respect to how you react to the scoreline and make certain changes, with respect to the changes within the field, with respect to the players playing, where he positions them and everything. I think for me, that was the most important thing for this victory.
Well, for me, I think I saw what happened in Mali repeat itself. Again, the first half was not as good as we wanted it to be. He made a couple of changes. He started Fatah Isaku, who for me I think was brilliant on the day, but we still weren't able to, swing our passes together.
Yes.
We still weren't able to transition as we should. Just look at the Central African Republic guys. They knew what they were doing. Immediately there is a loose ball. It's going.
You see, we're not having any player. Funny enough, you see their first goal. It was a long pass that led to it. it's been a while since we've had a long pass of that quality.
No, you see, we played a very high line with 5 attackers.
That's true.
So we just wanted to come in there, like Zapata was saying, give them 8.
So we underestimated.
So
them.
with the high line, once somebody just gives a long pass, that's it.
After that goal, I saw Patti, Jiku, and Salisu having a conversation about that. Yes. I'm sure they knew what they had to do. They had to go back.
Very true.
So for me, I think the second half was a bit, better. I remember telling Hack that Otoado has done his thing again. He has spoken to the boys, and they came out different than they started.
Yes.
You could see the seriousness in the boys. You could see that they actually, something has happened, and they actually wanted to make a difference. And you see, for me, I don't know what the morale or the psyche of the players is usually during the first half. But it is always as if there is nothing at stake.
Yes,
we just play the ball
it was only Fatal who was
serious on the
Is the Madrid mentality? I believe
but we are not Madrid. That's the point.
Very true. I told you now.
Football.
Now Ghana, we have to call ourselves Gadri Sef. We have to bear Madrid's name. I told you that. You see, the spirit now we are having is different.
And I think at the end of the day, my goalkeeper Atizigi was not his usual self. He disappointed me a little
myself.
bit.
I agree.
I think we could have played better. We could have done better.
Yes,
not because the Central African Republic played better, just that we didn't play our best. Because I didn't see any better football they played. It's just that we were a bit not in the game. Our midfield was hollow.
Oh, that one.
It was non-existent. And terrible. I think that was what happened. That was what caused the game. So cost us the game. As Eben said, we almost lost it. Because if they had added 5 more minutes, trust me, the game would have ended a 4-4 or a 5-4 against Ghana.
The 6 minutes over that
time was like I was on
the
edge of my seat. Because
it was too much. It was too much. It's not.
It was small.
Considering the changes and
there
the
lots of
in the game,
stoppages.
There was a lot of stopping in the game.
The first half they added 2 minutes, if I'm not lying. It's time to be corrected. 2 minutes. Then the second half they've added 6 minutes. And all making it what?
No, you don't add it like that. In the second half, they stopped were too many.
Every half.
Were they changes in the first half?
Every half.
It's normal to. Football is played in.
And do you know even?
Oh no.
So the additional time is plus.
We're even lucky that the referee ended exactly the 6 minutes because they had a chance to attack.
It wasn't an attacking chance.
No, they were going to attack.
However, my point is that if you watch the number of changes, we didn't make all our changes at once. You get it? There were about 5 different stoppages for substitutions.
Yes.
Do you get me? And it took a while because our subs were always working out.
We are wasting time.
You get it? Salisu was on the field for his train as well. You get it? And even the stretchers had to come on, which he didn't take, but he went. So the stoppages, for me,
intentionally wasted
something like
time,
this, we wasted so much time. If this was European football, 8 to 11 minutes would have been added. It happens in La Liga. It happens in the Premier League. You see it every day.
And I also feel that the Kumasi effect is one of the things that is great because we had similar thing in Mali. The Malians came out strongly for their team. So it would have been a blunder if these boys came back home and then played to an empty pitch. So I think it actually also helped. It boosted the morale of the team, and then they knew that. At the point, I was even afraid for the players when we were 1-0 down. Because how are you going to leave this stadium
how do you disappoint them? Yes,
you get it. So that was when they came back. In the second half, they were able to, come back into the game and then equalize and then added another goal. Overall, I think it wasn't an exceptional game. It was an okay performance. At the end of the day, we had the results, and that is what I think matters most.